Another Metroid 2 remake, also known as AM2R, is a fan-made remake of Metroid 2. Overall, AM2R is great and it is my all-time favorite Metroid game. If the game suffers from anything, like its original, it is the myriad of repetitive Metroid fights. Many new or casual players struggle against these annoying foes, and I'm here to change that. Welcome to my new AM2R tutorial series where I teach you how to become a pro AM2R player. In this series, I will cover topics like Metroid setups, speed booster tricks, bosses quick kills, and general movement techniques. Now, I want you to remember, the point of this video is not to show you every single Metroid setups possible, because that would take a long time to make. But instead, the point of this video is to teach you tricks that will apply for all Metroid evolutions. Setups for every single Metroid with and without certain abilities or missiles will be its own series. Before we start, I want to talk about Metroid Manipulation. Basically, what it is using the Metroid's own movement mechanics against them. Since they follow the player wherever they are on the screen, we can get them into certain positions to do setups. With that said, let's move on to the very first Metroid you encounter, the Alphas. For the first one, jump to manipulate its position and then turn around and shoot it like so. Jumping over or to manipulate the Metroid position is something that we'll do very often. For this one in Golden Temple, it's the same thing, jump over it, turn, and then shoot. Next, we have the Golden Temple Breeding Grounds. All three of these Metroids have very similar setups. If you can get them in the right position, all you have to do is aim diagonally up and spam your missiles. Some alphas have the ability to dodge your missiles. To counter this, all you have to do is use your beam to bait the dodge. This method is more effective if you have the missile select style selected on hold. To defeat alphas easily, we combine the beam and the missile spamming method together. Here are some few examples. Using your beam weapon prevents unnecessary ammo consumption. Alternatively, you can also use missiles to bait the dodge if that's easier for your fingers. That's all for the alphas. Now we're moving on to the next stage in the Metroid life cycle, the Gammas. They are basically bigger alphas with 10 HP instead of 7 and also comes with a few new attacks. Gammas have an electric wave attack and a grab attack. During these attacks, they are vulnerable, and just like the alphas, the missile spamming and dodge baiting techniques also works on them. Now, let's take a look at some setups. For the first one, set yourself up like so and spam missiles. Once you obtain the super missiles, you can kill Gammas with only 2 of them. Here are some more examples. Just like regular missiles, you can also opt to just using supers if that is more comfortable for you. When they are doing their electrical wave attack, you can damage them from below just like so. If they are doing their grab attack, get some distance and aim diagonally up. Once they get close, if you time your shot right, you will hit them before they can grab you. And that's all there is to the Gamma Metroids. They are just as simple as the alphas, with enough practice of course, and is easily disposed of once you have super missiles. Next up, we have the T-Rex wannabe, the Zetas. These bad boys have 30 HP. It takes 30 missiles or 6 supers to kill one of them. Despite their bigger size compared to the last two Metroid evolution, they are pretty easy once you know how to deal with them. Well, unless it's fusion mode. Zetas gives you a lot of opening for attacks. You just have to be a little patient. For example, you can shoot at it while it's walking towards you. It will stop blocking your shots after 4 supers. However, on higher difficulties, they'll start blocking right away. With enough positioning practice, you can hit them mid-air while you're jumping. You can also hit them while they're doing their acid spit attack, also when they're about to do their acid spit attack. Once they stop blocking, you can either shoot a missile to bait the block and then follow it up with a super, or just tank the damage. With the right timing, you can hit them while they're turning around to not trigger the block. You can also hit them after a jump, but you have to be quick or else they'll block it. Now that you know how to deal with them, let's take a look at two of my favorite setups. For this one, first shoot a super right on the edge of that pit, then immediately jump to the left to trigger the Zeta. Shoot another super, next aim diagonally up and shoot a super in the middle of its jump. Ideally, you want to get a hit here while the Zeta is on this middle section of the arena, which I did. Then, do the same thing here with the mid-air shot. Finally, crouch in the corner and wait for the Zeta to jump. Once the weak spot lines up with the spikes in the pit, shoot a super. Alternatively, you can wait until it does its split attack. This next setup is pretty simple, just hit the Zeta mid-air when it jumps. Finally, we have the tryhard wannabe T-Rex, the Omegas. They have 32 HP, and unlike other Metroids, this type has two weak spots, one on the front and another on the back. The weak spot on the back only appears momentarily after a jump. Hitting it on the front deals normal damage, but hitting it on the back deals 3 times more damage. That means hitting a super on the back deals 15 damage per hit. Omegas have 3 attacks, with one of them having 3 variations. They'll do a swipe attack once you get close. They have a fire breathing attack, which they use for long range attacks. Lastly, they have a jump attack, just like the Zetas. However, Omegas can perform 3 variations of this attack: a long jump, a high jump, and what I would call a super jump, which is a high and a long jump combined. Ideally, you would want the Omega to not do the latter. To hit the weak spot at the back, I recommend hovering in the air using space jump and waiting for the right moment to strike. Hitting the back takes super movement skill and experience. Even pro players struggle to get this consistently. Alternatively, you can try to hit the back like this, although personally, I find this to be a bit harder. The way we fight Omegas usually start with a super on the front, then followed by 2 more supers in the back, using only 3 supers in total. That's it for the Omegas. Now, let us recap what we just learned. Spam missiles and use your beam to beat the dodge of the Alphas and Gammas. Gammas has attacks which you can take advantage of with good positioning and timing. Zetas have a lot of openings. Use them wisely to dispose of them quickly. For the Omegas, focus on the back shots and you will show them who's boss. And that concludes this tutorial. I hope you guys can learn at least a couple things from this. And remember that I will make another series explaining how to do Metroid setups in detail. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider dropping a like and subscribe for more AM2R tutorials in the future. I will see you guys next on episode 2, where I'll be covering bosses quick kills. See ya!